Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently studying Yoga of Perfection, summary of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, commentaries by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, my Guruji, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So today we'll start chapter 7 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, also known as Jnana Vijnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge and realization. The manner in which God is realized by the yogi is described here. When a person realizes God, there is nothing more to be known. Among thousands of men, one perchance strives for perfection. Among these who strive successfully, one perchance knows the self in essence. God is the possessor of twofold nature, matter and spirit. Matter is the lower nature or apara prakriti of God, while spirit is his higher nature or para prakriti. Earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intellect, and ego, these are the seven main manifestations of matter, the lower nature of God, that which sustains all lives, assuming the function of soul in all beings. That spirit is higher nature. Thus, the Lord is the sustainer of all. He is the interpenetrating essence. He is sapidity in water, light in the sun and moon, Om in the Vedas, sound in the ether, and virility in men. He is fragrance in the earth element, luminosity in fire, austerity in the ascetics. He is the immortal seed of all. He is the intelligence of the intelligent, strength of the powerful. He is all the modes of Prakriti. He is in them. He has enveloped the world through his Prakriti, consisting of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas: purity, activity, and inertia. Those who are deluded by Maya know him not. This divine Maya is difficult to cross, but those who surrender to God, they cross it easily. The demoniac people deluded by Maya do not worship the Lord. Four types of people worship God. First, those who are distressed. Second, those who are desirous of wealth and prosperity. Third, those who are desirous of attaining wisdom. And fourth, those who have attained wisdom, jnani. Among these four, a wise man is constantly united to God. He is the best of all his devotees. But such wisdom is the fruit of the practice of yoga in several births. Whatever is the faith of a person, the Lord enables him to achieve his desire through the worship of various manifestations of God. But those who worship finite manifestations attain what is finite, while those who worship the infinite Lord attain the blessed goal of liberation. People who do not turn to the infinite glory of God because their vision is deluded by Maya. That is the problem. Most people get stuck in the forces of nature. The Lord is the knower of the three periods of time, past, present, and future. Those who are freed from the delusion of raga and dvesha, which is attachment and hatred, they worship the Lord truly. They are firmly established on the path of devotion. They ultimately attain liberation from birth and death. Those who are well versed in the understanding of the knowledge pertaining to elements, pertaining to gods, pertaining to sacrifice of Brahman and of the self, of action, they remember the Lord even at the time of death and attain the immortal abode of Brahman. Thus ends the seventh discourse entitled Jnana Vijnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge and realization. Moving on to the summary of chapter 8, it is Akshara Brahma Yoga, yoga of imperishable Brahman. Arjuna asks and Lord Krishna replies in the following questions and answers. He asked a lot of questions because Arjuna represents you and me. He wants to learn on what to do in this human body. Question 1. What is Brahman? Lord answers, Brahman is the imperishable truth. Question 2. What is Adhyatma or the self? Answer, God, that energy appears as the self or Adhyatma. Question, what is action? Answer from God, action is the divine law that causes the existence and manifestations of all beings. Question 4. What is the knowledge concerning the elements? Answer. The perishable nature of God, the material aspect, is the source of elements. The Lord Himself manifests as the elements through His Maya. Maya is illusory forces. Question 5. What is the knowledge concerning the gods? Answer. The Supreme Being is the only truth. He is the self of all. Question 8. What is Yajna? Answer. The same Lord is the deity presiding over all sacrifices, abiding in all the beings. Question. What is the method of remembering God at the time of death? Answer. One who sees God or self in all, one who sees the world as a manifestation of God and remembers God through all actions, his heart is filled with divine thoughts at the time of death. The last thought determines the next birth. The last thought is the resultant of all the thoughts and actions of man performed in day to day life. It is not accidental. One who has been practicing devotion to God and yoga in day to day life will not be born again. He goes to the Supreme Purusha. The Supreme Being is the omniscient, more minute than the atom, supporter of all, effulgent like the sun. A yogi concentrates on the Agnya Chakra in the middle of the eyebrows. He withdraws all the pranas and takes the Kundalini Shakti through the spinal column, through the Shushumna. Having pierced the 6 chakras, he allows the Kundalini to pass through the Sahasrara, the 1,000 petal lotus of the crown of the head. From there, he departs through the path of light in order to attain the highest being. He utters Om and meditates upon the significance of Om at the time of death. This Om is the symbol of the Absolute, for the attainment of which the ascetics practice austerities. Brahmacharins take the vow of brahmacharya or celibacy, and the aspirants study the Vedas. Having attained the perishable world, one should endeavor to attain the eternal goal. All these worlds from Brahmaloka down to this physical world are perishable. Nowhere in these regions can a soul acquire rest from movement and world process. These are the relating planes of becoming. They are all relative. The day of Brahma consists of 1,000 cycles of the 4 yugas. The night of Brahma is the same duration also. Day is the creation, night is the dissolution. Whoever comes under the sway of creation and dissolution, the day and night of Brahma becomes bound to the world process. There is no liberation as long as time has its sway. But beyond this day and night is the non manifest absolute. One who goes to the absolute does not return. That is the supreme abode of all. That is the world of the absolute. The devotees easily ascend to that transcendental abode of God through the force of love. The devotees at the time of death are led by fire spirit to the spirit of light. Thence they are led by spirits of daytime, of bright fortnight, of 6 months of the northern path of the sun, and thence to Brahman the Absolute. This is the path of ever increasing illumination. Those who follow merely the karma marga or the path of Vedic rites with the sense of egoism, they are led through the path of darkness. This is also known as the Pitriloka. They experience ever increasing darkness and delusion until they go to the plane of the moon, the plane of illusory enjoyments called heaven. Having exhausted their meritorious deeds, they come down again to the world to evolve through actions. These are the two paths, bright and dark, for all who are born. Knowing this, a yogi chooses the bright path and avoids the possibility of going through the dark one. Such a yogi goes beyond all the rewards of merit, study, and sacrifice. He attains the absolute. Thus ends the eighth discourse entitled Akshara Brahma Yoga, the yoga of imperishable Brahman. Om Shri Krishna E Namaha. I will see you in tomorrow's satsang. Hari Om Tat Sat.